Welcome to the July 26, 2017 Delhi Board of Trustees meeting. Tonight, we're going to open the meeting first with the Pledge of Allegiance. We're reversing the order tonight. We've been corrected. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance, then our moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence is in honor of Jeremy Brokaw, the brother of Melanie Hermes, our Human Resource Manager. Mr. Brokaw passed away Friday, July 21st. He was self-employed, loved teaching and coaching soccer. He is survived by his wife, Angela, 3 sons, Nicholas, Zachary, and Nathan, his sister and parents. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire family. Rest well, Jeremy. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, Mr. Luby, please.
Motion 2017-165, approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on July 12th, 2017, and dispense with the reading.
I've moved motion 2017-165.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion 2017-166, approve bills for payment.
I've moved motion 2017-166.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion passes.
Motion 2017-167, approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending July 18th, 2017.
I move motion 2017-167.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, Mr. Luby, your fiscal officer report, please.
Resolution 2017-185, resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the Township by the Township Administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-186, resolution budgeting revenues, amending appropriations for expenses, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Cameron?
Yes, ma'am. This movement of money, one is to account for $12,500 we have for wellness activities. Came to my attention at the end of last week that our previous insurance broker had some monies that was set aside for that reason. So we need to account for that on the revenue side, and then it's being moved into an expense account for wellness, as well as moving some money within the TIF fund for a tractor that Mr. Torbeck will talk about a little later.
Okay, thank you.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, as far as revenue, on July 18th, we did receive a second half advance of $2,295,000. On 7/13, we had payroll of $251,000. And on 7/26, we cut a check to Barrett Paving for the 2017 road project in the amount of $183,000. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we're to trustees' correspondence. I have 2 things. We just came from the ribbon cutting for Leah Brantley and her State Farm office located on Anderson Ferry this evening. It was a very nice ribbon cutting. Ms. Brantley has been in business for 5 years, was located on Glenway, and has picked up her business and is now in Delhi. So we wish her the best. Secondly, I did receive, or Trustee Seavey mentioned at last meeting about the fireworks. We received an email from a concerned citizen, and I will read part of it. In the past few years, I've noticed a substantial increase in the kind of fireworks that individuals are shooting off in our neighborhood. And she lives in Tahoe Terrace area. As well as what used to be a couple weeks in the summer has turned into random use of fireworks on and off throughout the summer and into the fall. Last night, we had several oversized rocket-type fireworks fly into our house, and one exploded just as it hit the roof outside our bedroom window. 4 more of the slides were found in our yard, and one had broken when it hit the house, and the bag of powder that creates the explosion fell into our yard. I know where these came from, and I know where there was no intent, but I will be having a conversation with that neighbor about being more aware of where those rockets land and the fire danger they impose. In discussing with Chief Campbell, I let him know I am more than willing to volunteer with the township to perhaps create a campaign to bring more awareness to the fireworks safety. My hope is that by approaching this from a positive, educational point of view, it might begin to help our township citizens have a better understanding that there could be ramifications from setting off illegal fireworks, and also that they need to keep their surroundings and neighbors in mind if they are going to set off fireworks. So I've asked Chief Campbell, to speak a little bit about this situation.
Thank you, Trustee Sturts. First and foremost, when it comes to fireworks, if there's a problem with fireworks, they're going to call the fire department. It's going to cause property damage or injury. Either way, we'll respond. So, in the idea of prevention, certainly I appreciate her concern. Something that you have to keep in mind is Ohio law is confusing because you can buy fireworks in Ohio, you just can't shoot them all off in Ohio. So just as a quick reminder, there's been talk about legal changes in Ohio. Those have not occurred yet. Even if they do, most of those look to put that control or regulation in the hands of local government to determine what time, day you can shoot fireworks and things like that. So it's not going to be the end-all, be-all. But where we're at here in 2017, and we still have the rest of the summer, so I suspect they're going to continue to shoot them off. Just as a reminder, Ohio classifies 3 different types. They're trick and novelty, consumer, and exhibition. Okay? So you go to the store, you buy something, and you want to know whether or not you can shoot it off. If it's a snap, if it's a snake, if it's a smoke bomb, or a sparkler, so the 4 S's, you can shoot it legally in Ohio. Okay? If it's anything else, bottle rockets, Roman candles, those are totally illegal. The concerns you have to look at from this standpoint then is what's your liability. If you get cited for shooting fireworks in Ohio, you're looking up, you could face up to 6 months in jail. It's a $1,000 fine. So multiple convictions, I think it even takes up to a 5th-degree felony. So something to consider is there are ramifications legally. Now, police and fire, we don't have the resources. We're not out patrolling for fireworks shows. Usually when we get called, it's a 911. You show up, somebody's been injured. I'd like to remind you, that's 11,000 people in Ohio that are injured, just last year. And sad to say, half of them were bystanders. So you might not be the person that's shooting them off. You're there watching them. You're going to get hit. And it's even sadder to say a third of those were children under the age of 15. So it's something serious. It's something that is illegal. And if you look at it from the standpoint of not only that, the noise pollution, the pollution that's created from shooting them off and wherever they go, you can't really control. I think the best course of action is to leave it to the professionals, and that's what the fire department would recommend. I'm sure the board supports that notion. So the amount of work that goes into doing a show publicly in Delhi, it's a tremendous amount of work. Leave it to the professionals. Enjoy the skirt game. OLV just had their celebration. That's where it's intended to be enjoyed because there's a lot of regulation that goes into that. You have professionals that are licensed. The fire department verifies that we have the clearances and distances to make it safe for people to watch it. So all in told, I support the idea of continuing an educational campaign, and I'll certainly be in touch with her to promote it a little bit more. You have any questions?
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just another public service out there. All right. Trustee Seavey, do you have any communication?
Just a note, at the recent Riverview Delhi Hills Kiwanis Car Show, it was great to see so many residents there, either with their cars or enjoying the afternoon, looking at other people's. But I did have 2 comments that were the same from different people, and that's regarding the recent air traffic changes that we seem to be experiencing again over Delhi. And I just want everyone to know that we've made note, We've kind of, not very professionally, but we've been tracking who they are and when they come over. And our administrator, Mr. Cameron, does have a meeting set with the airport officials. So we'll be seeing what kind of impact we can have. Thanks for doing that, Jack.
Thank you. Trustee Oswald.
I just want to congratulate the Riverview Delhi Kiwanis on their successful car show. I know it started off a little slow with the rain, but it turned out to be a successful show. Around noon, the sun came out. A lot of people came out. So, and if you missed it, Bob Herzog did the award winners, and he's always a great time. So if you missed him there, you can go to the skirt game August 4th and see him again. So congratulations, Delhi Kiwanis.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. On to administration. Mr. Luby.
Motion 2017-168, proclaiming Thursday, August 3rd, 2017, as Skirt Game Tailgate Party and Delhi Night Out Day in Delhi Township.
I move motion 2017-168.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2017-169, proclaiming Friday, August 4th, 2017, as Delhi Skirt Game Day in Delhi Township.
I move motion 2017-169.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. And we will have, under citizen comments, we do have the skirt game committee here, and they'll be talking with us about that. So thank you. Mr. Luby.
Resolution 2017-187, resolution authorizing participation in the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation Group Retrospective Rating Program and Unemployment Compensation Program with the Ohio Township Association, effective January 1st, 2017, utilizing CareWorks Comp as its representative, authorizing the Township Administrator to execute and submit all required participation documents, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Mr. Cameron.
Just briefly, this is a program that we've done for the past several years. The third-party administrator we were using told us at the beginning of the year we would get into the group rating program. At the beginning of the month, we found out they were not doing that group rating program, so a different third-party administrator, CareWorks Comp, through the Ohio Township Association, can get us into their group rating program. So we're going to make that change because it would equate to up to 40% in some of the rebates that the program can offer us. So we need to make the switch, and it will be for 2018. We're in it for 2017, so this will be for 2018.
Thank you for looking into it.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes. For those of you in the audience, that was a last-minute addition in case you were following along. So, a little confusing sometimes. Okay, Parks and Recreation, please.
Resolution 2017-188, resolution declaring the township's 2009 John Deere 3038E tractor unfit for public use, authorizing the sale to Deere and Company in connection with the board's purchase of a replacement tractor and loader through the state purchase contract in accordance with revised code 505.10A3 and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Mr. Torbeck.
Thank you, trustees. Simply, our tractor's our most used piece of equipment we have, and it's a little undersized. So each year we're going through thousands of dollars of repairs just trying to keep up with it. And I think it's time to retire it, move on, and get the tractor that fits our needs better. So we're excited about this to have the equipment that will carry us years into the future instead of dealing with repairs.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Okay, Community Development.
Motion 2017-170, approve the Department of Community Development to participate in the Mount St. Joseph University Service Learning Program, unpaid, for the 2017-18 school year, and to authorize the Community Development Director to execute all required agreement forms for program participation.
I move motion 2017-170.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries.
Resolution 2017-189, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 4011 Delhi Pike and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, this property at 411 Delhi Pike, we recently just abated it for high weeds and grass. Unfortunately, now we have an issue with debris. So, as you can see in the photos, this debris is located in the rear of the property. It is still in the same condition as you see in the pictures as it was this morning. We do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-190, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 5789 Juvene Way and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, this property has excessive vegetation along the rear property line. In inspection of it this morning, it is in the same condition as you see in the photos, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-191, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 328 Bob Drive and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, this property at 328 Bob Drive, as you can see in the photos, there is excessive vegetation. During inspection this morning, the front yard has been addressed, but the rear yard is still in the conditions as you see in the photos, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-192, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 837 Allenwood Court and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, this is a repeat offender at 837 Allenwood Court. The excessive vegetation is throughout the entire property. It is in the condition as you see in the photos, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-193, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4821 Foley Road and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, the property at 4821 Foley Road, as you can see in the photos, there's excessive vegetation. It is in the rear yard. It was in the condition as during inspection this morning, as you see in the photos, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-194, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4684 Fair Road and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, 4684 Fair Road is a repeat offender. This is the entire property, has excessive vegetation. It is in the condition as you see in the photos as of this morning, and we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-195, resolution declaring nuisance for excessive vegetation at 4283 Del Ryan Drive and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yes, the property at 4283 Del Ryan. During inspection this morning, the rear yard had been addressed, but the front yard remains in the condition as you see in the photos, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Thank you. On to Public Works.
Resolution 2017-196, Resolution modifying the job description and title for project supervisor in the Public Works Department. And Article 12 of the Delhi Township amended and restated summary of policies dated January 1st, 2014, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Thank you, trustees. This is something we've had in our budget for a couple of years. It's in preparation of our project inspector, Doug Robson, that's going to be retiring in a few months. He's been a great employee with a lot of knowledge, and we're trying to overlap a little bit of time with a new employee. So I met with the administrator and HR director. We made a few changes to the job description to better fit the needs of the department. So I'd like to move forward with that.
Thank you, Mr. Rippinger.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Okay, we have nothing for the police. We have something else, I'm sorry. Ron?
Yeah, I'd just like to touch base, a little update. There is some FEMA money that's becoming available. There actually should be accepting applications. I think the due date is mid-September, so we'd be working on it through August. We've been in a lot of contact with MSD about this and some with FEMA. It would be rapid run, which we call phase 3. And the last time we applied for that was 2013. And it wasn't that we had a good project or a bad project or anything. It was a good project. It's just the funding kind of got pulled away before the project moved forward, or they sent that money out. But it's actually $90 million available for Ohio. And it would be roughly 25 houses. It's kind of early right now. But of course, it's voluntary, as we've done in phase 1 and 2. And that's about it. I get quite a few calls on this, as you guys probably know, so it's probably some good news for the residents.
Ron, how many phases did we originally have in that project?
2.
We finished 2, but how many did they actually map out? There was a master map, and it went for I was going to say at least 5 or 6 different phases. Because it went all the way.
I can't remember because it's been
I know,
a few years, but I want to say it was 3 still.
No, I thought we had more than that, but you're right. We recently, with the rainstorms, we had a lot of inquiries about where we were on that project. And if I remember correctly, natural disaster is what stopped the money from coming to us at the end of phase 2. So, yeah, by all means, let's try to get up to the next phase because the problem still exists.
Of course, before we would apply, we'd need a resolution for this to move forward.
So you're saying it would cover up to 25? You're going to apply for up to 25 houses?
It's still early. The last one, like I said, was 3.5 million, and sometimes they put caps on it and stuff. It's a little early to tell right now, but we would try to get the south side a rapid run, the majority of those houses.
Now, we had a great coordinator with MSD. Is there any chance that person's still there?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That was somebody who really was beneficial to us in getting through it. So
they've been great to work with, and it's a good partnership with this. The last 2 projects, MSD covered 25% of the match, so the township wasn't out any funds for that.
Nice. The way I understand, this is going to be a lot of work. So thank you for pursuing it. Yeah, thank you for pursuing it.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Okay, on to fire department then, please.
Resolution 2017-197, resolution adding the job description of Community Risk Reduction Specialist, Fire and EMS for the fire department in Article 12 of the Delhi Township amended and restated summary of policies dated January 1st, 2014, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution? Chief Campbell?
Thank you, trustees. If I could I defer to the end after you've
after
done
we
all
do
those?
all of them?
Yeah, I just want to summarize everything, if that'd
Okay.
be all right.
Great.
Then I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
Second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Yes. Resolution passes.
Resolution 2017-198, resolution setting staffing levels in the fire department, amending the project supervisor title in Public Works, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
Second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on the resolution? We're just going to keep going through all five? Go through everything?
Please.
Okay.
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Libby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Sturts?
Yes.
Mrs. Seavey?
Yes.
Mr. Oswald?
Yes.
Resolution passes. Keep going. All five, right?
All five?
Yes, please.
Motion 2017-171, accept the resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Andrew Meyer, effective July 24th, 2017.
I have a motion 2017-171.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2017-172, accept the resignation of part-time firefighter EMT Logan Janin, effective August 13th, 2017.
I have a motion 2017-172.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2017-173, approve the promotion of Sean Robinson from part-time firefighter paramedic in the fire department to part-time FAO paramedic at the rate per the collective bargaining agreement with the Delhi Firefighters Association, effective July 26, 2017.
I have a motion 2017-173.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries.
Motion 2017-174, to make an offer to hire Roberta Honert as a community risk reduction specialist volunteer, conditional on the successful completion of a voice stress analyzer.
I have a motion 2017-174.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, now, Chief Campbell.
Thank you guys for doing all that. So for starters is the resignations that we've had, and at previous meetings we've had the hirings of the full-time personnel. And what I can say regarding the two part-time losses, we don't see it's not gonna stop anytime soon. It's just the normal transition that we're going through with hiring the additional full-time personnel. Even with these resignations, we're still at full staffing. So we're managing through it with no issue. So again, that's just something we expect to see, and probably even more of a transition to more full-time. It's the reality of the service we're providing. Secondly, we brought up this community risk reduction specialist position. This is really nothing new. Trustee Seavey, Trustee Oswald, you guys will recall in late 2014, I came to the board at that time and I tried to sell a vision of utilizing the data that we collected on our electronic patient care reporting. I think I explained to you at the time, I couldn't tell you how many heart attacks we have, how many falls we have. The data that was collected off those reports, we just couldn't do anything with it. It was poorly managed. So going to this new program, so from 2014 to 2017, now we've started to create this database. And with that, I can launch a community risk reduction program. And it'll entail, it's a much more data-driven program. It's designed to identify fire and life safety risks. Before, all we talked about was fire prevention. But the reality, at 85% of my service calls are medical. We have to figure a way to reduce those calls as well. So we prioritize them, and then we focus on mitigation and prevention. In many regards, you want to know what's the most frequent call that we go on. Well, in the last 2 years, we've made 6,000 calls. Nearly 1,000 of those have been for falls. I couldn't have told you that 3 or 4 years ago. What's that tell us in terms of our program? If we can prevent those falls, that then reduces injury to our citizens, it reduces costs to the fire department, and we can run our operation more efficiently. So ideally, this decision to move to a more data-driven strategy is helping us to be more efficient. So we're going to reduce our emergency call demand. That is the first and foremost thing that we want to do. We're going to make our operation as efficient as possible and improve public and firefighter safety. That is the goal of community risk reduction. Where Ms. Honert falls into places, she is a retired social worker. So you think of those individuals that fall, maybe they have less than desirable living conditions. They need help. They need turn to the right person. That's not a mission of the fire department. We can't facilitate that. That's not our level of training. However, this is Ms. Honert's level of training. She's agreed to volunteer as a Delhi Township resident. She's agreed to volunteer with the fire department to make sure that we can access help for those individuals that need a little bit more assistance, whether they've had falls, whether they're struggling with drug addiction, whether they're living conditions, bed bugs, you name it, things that they come across, they don't know who to turn to, but they usually call the fire department to fix the problem. So this takes the monkey off our back. We're not going to fix the problem, but we're going to help collaborate with other agencies and partners in the community to identify these high-risk groups and actually get them the help. So overall, reducing the demand. There goes along with that data-driven side of things as well. As I'd like to announce to the board that we did receive bronze level from Mission Lifeline. That's from the American Heart Association. Just real quickly, what Mission Lifeline was designed to do was to transform care to the most vulnerable patients, those with high-risk sensitive emergencies, including heart attacks, strokes, and cardiac arrest. We have not been able to enter this program because we did not have the data to show how effective our EMS was. So had that decision not been made in 2014 to pursue this, we wouldn't be where we're at today. So we're proud of the bronze level status. This is the first year we're eligible because we had a full year's data in 2016. If you recall, we didn't start until mid-year 2015. We did try to go for it, but we didn't have enough data to receive recognition. So this is where we're at today, is after a full year, we've met a 75% compliance with how we treat our heart attack victims. That is, arriving bedside early, putting them on a cardiac monitor and treating them early, and then notifying patient care hospitals that we're coming in with a heart attack early. And it's all time driven. You can't do that without the data. So we've been fortunate to receive that award. We will keep pushing. The more successful we are year after year, we can build up to a silver. And eventually, I'd like to come and report on 2020. That will be the first year that we'd be eligible for a gold award. So again, it kind of goes in line with our operation, staying data-driven, this community risk reduction. We look to accomplish a lot of things with that. You'll probably hear a lot more reports in the near future. Any questions?
No, I just want to reiterate, Ms. Honert is a volunteer.
Correct.
I don't know if you heard that part of it. She is a volunteer. She is not a paid employee. So God bless her for wanting to help us.
And actually, another one of the things that she's really looking forward to helping us with is finding grant funding for these programs. So again, this is something that why you would say, no, I don't know, because ultimately Delhi is going to benefit so much from this.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you again for pursuing that and sticking with it. And congratulations on your award. Okay, citizen comments. I have one. I have Sherry DeMoss from Foley Road to talk about the 20th anniversary of the skirt game. So thank you for being with us.
Hi, good evening. It's 40, sorry.
Yeah.
40th. It'll be the 40th. Yeah, so I just wanted to take a few minutes tonight to remind everyone we are 8 days away from the 40th anniversary Delhi Skirt Game. And we actually kicked that off on Thursday night in conjunction with the police and fire department for the annual Delhi Night Out, which has been a tremendous success over the past 6 or 7 years. And we really just want to remind the citizens to come out. All of the money that we collect during these 2 nights go back into our community to help our residents in need. This year at the tailgate, we actually will be having a few more kid games. We have a country music band called Bourbon Road. that is local West Side folks that are in that band. So this will be their first year joining us. And then we also just want to remind everyone that the police and fire department will be there, and we're going to have the police museum there also this year. So it really is a great night on Thursday to kick off our event on Friday, which is our 40th anniversary game. And this year we actually have a special guest star. Bill Cunningham will come out. He will be part of the emceeing, and he will also do the first pitch of the game. But before we start the game, we actually will do our second annual Home Run Derby, which this year is sponsored by Walt Sweeney Ford, and we want to thank them for being one of our major sponsors. And the band this year that we're going to have is called Model Behavior. So they kind of do 80s, 90s covers. So all of us younger, middle-aged people know what that is. So it will be a great time, and we just want to tell everyone to come out and have a great night out. The fireworks are amazing. Once again, they're by Queen City Pyro Productions, and they do an amazing job. And we have some really great things going on to celebrate the 40th anniversary.
Great. And Sherry, thank you for stepping up and taking charge of the skirt game. And thank you to Clyde and Marty and your committee that has been there for so many years. I'm glad you're still hanging in there, but like seeing some new leadership. All right. Thank you. Okay, so community events, Mr. Luby.
The fishing program are Fridays through September. It's from 7 a.m. to dusk at Clearview Lake, 5125 Foley Road. The Delhi Farmers Market are Saturdays through October at 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Clearview Lake, 5125 Foley Road. The 5th annual Delhi Night Out and the 7th annual Delhi Skirt Game Tailgate Party are Thursday, August 3rd from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It'll be at Delhi Remke Market at 5025 Delhi Avenue. Delhi Skirt Game 40th Anniversary will be Friday, August 4th from 5 p.m. to 11. It'll be at the Delhi Park at 5125 Foley Road. Concert in Delhi Park with the Sullivan Jansen Band is Thursday, August 17th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Is that right? There's 1 hour?
Doesn't it go to 9? 9.
7 to 9:30. It'll be at the Delhi Park at 5125 Foley Road. That's all we have.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. Adjourn the meeting, please.
Okay. With no further business to be brought before this board, I move to adjourn.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Next meeting is Wednesday, August 9th at 6 p.m. Hope to see everybody out at the skirt game, tailgate and game.